Before I start, I would really like to commend all the students tonight on their spoken achievements. It has been reported that the board is no longer considering the closing of John C. Clark Elementary and Middle School. I commend you for your wisdom in keeping open a vital community school. Yet the mission of Clark School has not been fulfilled. It is underperforming, and the children of the community are not being served as they need to be. For the money you save by not closing Clark in favor of the charter school, you should address the needs of Clark students. The principal is not the problem. The teachers are not the problem. The paraprofessionals are not the problem. And the children certainly are not the problem. Resources, resources, resources. Language is a problem. Some students need additional instructional support in English as a second language. Language skills are a necessity for success in school as well as through their life. But you can help. The board itself can help. If you want a better performing Clark School, if you want to perform in S.A.N.D school, if you want to better perform in any school, all school in Hartford, Connecticut, you need to invest in the parents, invest in the parents, invest in all the parents, give them the resources they need for our children.
I know I'm not the only parent that's feeling like that. Yes, our school needs change, but if we don't have the support from our board, then us parents have to come in and make y'all give us that support. Because just like we voted you in, we can also vote you out. Because if it wasn't for our children going to school every morning, you wouldn't have a job. And we need another superintendent, like Superintendent Amato when he was here, because the ones y'all been bringing in lately haven't been cutting it.
My name is Kayla Burke, and I am writing this letter to convince you all not to change America's Choice at S.A.N.D to Capital Prep School. It is not right that you are trying to take over our school that has no bad reputation. You are all just trying to change the school for a quick buck.
No, baby.
What is not right is that you are firing every teacher that did nothing but come to school every day and educate a lot of the students. You should not come in and train S.A.N.D school because Capital Prep does not understand the students who go to S.A.N.D school. What if the neighborhood students do not live up to Capital Prep standards? You all will get ready to kick them out.
Speak, baby.
What I do not get is that you all are saying that you are setting us up for success, but you are just setting us up for failure.
My name is Shellye Burke, and I am a 6th grade student at America's Choice at S.A.N.D. I feel that the HBOE should not allow Capital Prep School to take over S.A.N.D. I believe that you don't really care about all the students who go to S.A.N.D. This decision is only about money. What is going to happen to all the students? There are a lot of students at S.A.N.D who have special needs. Capital Prep does not have many students with special needs. It is not fair to live in the neighborhood and bring in kids from different towns. I think S.A.N.D school is the best school because it provides a lot of support to families who live near the school and in the neighborhood. The village helps people by giving them food, and parents come to school to do activities with their children. It is also important to keep the same teachers there. We know these teachers and they know us. This is important to students and parents because they work with the teacher to give kids a good education. If you want students at S.A.N.D to learn better, give S.A.N.D the same support as you do fancy schools like Capital Prep. If I had only 15 kids in my classroom and 2 teachers, I would learn better too.
I stand representing S.A.N.D School. I sit representing Clark School. I've been in contact with the American Federation of Teachers. And my friend from the NAACP, the president, Mr. Ansari, is behind me, and we're talking. You had a good speech at the beginning of this program, and I really do want to believe it. A very high ethical speech, but there are some concerns. There are some major concerns. This proposal, for one thing, we don't want it to appear to be unethical in any way, and we don't want the board to appear to be unethical in any way. But because I do know the governor's strong desires to have magnet schools, but there's been some conflict of interest as far as where the governor or some of the connections the governor has of people who run magnet schools. There's been some concern, Mr. Mayor, about the conflict on how you got on the Board of Education. And simply because of those two concerns and the fact that if somebody gets the okay to start a magnet school and receive millions and millions and millions of dollars, and the fact that this proposal has been extremely hush-hush and private and closed doors, not open to the public. On that basis right there, it ought to be stopped, if not flat out rejected. I'd like to continue. This is not something I wrote, it's the law, right here. This, what I'm about to tell you right here, is the law. It's not something that I came up with. This says, each local or regional board of education shall maintain good public elementary and secondary schools and implement the educational interest of the state. The reason I said that is because it is the responsibility of the Board of Education to maintain our schools and not to give our schools over to some private entity or agency. Parents have a lot of questions. A couple of those questions are, have any grants been utilized for S.A.N.D at the present? And I'm not even going to ask these questions, but I'm going to tell you that there's approximately 20 questions that I have here that are in your own policy of what's available to our schools that have not been implemented to our schools, that have been hidden from our schools, so that these hostile takeovers can possibly come in and adhere to your own principle. But I'm here to let you know today that our kids are not for sale, and we demand that you adhere to your own policy.
I want to say, when we have quality school, we don't have to worry about choice, because quality in all our schools mean parents are going to stay in their neighborhood and go to their neighborhood schools. This magnet system, charter system, is set up to pit parents against parents, and that's what's been happening over the past, 8 years or whatever.
I was born and raised here. My daughter is currently in the 2nd grade at S.A.N.D. I went to S.A.N.D school and I graduated. I went on and I graduated high school in 03. I feel that the effort, the funds, and the focus that would be used for the conversion of our school could be and should be better used to bolster the educational resources already present at S.A.N.D. By definition, a magnet school attracts students from outside school zones or districts. I will not say that the idea of such schools are bad, just that in this particular situation, it is a bad idea. Yes, Capital Preparatory has an amazing success rate. Yes, test scores have gone up, but Barnard Brown was a closed school. Students and teachers were not relocated, and I don't believe that ripping kids from schools and teachers from jobs they already have is a fair or anything short of ridiculous. Simply in the hope that Hartford test scores go up. Everywhere we look in this city, there's a new magnet school opening up. They're beginning to rival the Dunkin' Donuts on every corner. If every school continues to reform into magnet schools in this city, how can we continue to call it Hartford Public Schools?
Attended a magnet school. I have a 3-year-old in a magnet school. I'm not a magnet school basher, but it's not for everyone. So I'm just asking that before you decide that 10 seats in a school model for urban children are given to suburban children, that you at least consult the school parents, we have a SGC, we have a PTO, consult us and ask us, is this what you want for your school? Not for me to hear it at the end of a meeting, oh, by the way, your 10 open choice seats. I don't care about the chef compliance. That's not my concern. My concern is for Hartford children to be educated and to receive high quality education.
Dr. Kishimoto, just a thought for you. Earlier you supported Clark School's voice. Why is Clark School allowed a voice, but S.A.N.D is denied one?
That's right.
Everyone in the S.A.N.D school community wants each and every child at S.A.N.D school to succeed, from the custodial staff to the cafeteria workers, the office staff, and the crossing guard on Main Street. Every youngster who comes through our doors is deserving of the best educational opportunities that we can provide. Why do we have to sell our school to make that happen? We don't check their lineage, their parents' educational level, their suspensions or attendance, whether they speak English and how well. If they require special ed services, therapy, or counseling, are they blind? Can they walk? Do they require someone to change their undergarments or feed them through a G-tube? Everyone who enters the S.A.N.D building is welcome, and we do the best we can. Capital Prep believes they have the magic elixir to fix S.A.N.D like we are a broken toy. What they do have are deep pockets and a fat checkbook. Why aren't we entitled to that fat check so we can give our children what Capital Prep says they can offer? With additional money, we can provide books, materials, curriculum guides, professional development, enrichment activities, tutors, literacy and math coaches, assistant instructors in each classroom, after-school activities for academic enrichment, and a more comprehensive summer program for all children, not just those who are failing. It boils down to money. They have it and we don't.
So the main concerns are, one, why was the School Governance Council, SGC, not informed of this enormous change planned for S.A.N.D school? There is a state law, PA 12-116, passed in 2012, that demands that all changes that are taking place at a school must be brought before the SGC for notification, discussion, and voted upon. This did not happen. Instead, 5 days before this Board of Education meeting, the information was dropped on the S.A.N.D community. 4 days before the BOE meeting, the agenda for the meeting disclosed that in executive session, the BOE superintendent will discuss a new plan for S.A.N.D school, having taken over by a management company. The management company will be run by a principal who has obtained from the Connecticut State Secretary of State a certification of incorporation to become a one-man management company. And according to the BOE agenda for tonight, a vote will be taken behind closed doors to agree that one person will be the management company to take over the S.A.N.D school and Capital Prep school. Bizarre does not cover this scenario. Illegal would be a much better word. Has been left out of the loop. Illegal and immoral because the management company created as a one-man show is being considered to run something that hasn't even been approved by the S.A.N.D school SGC. Arrogant because the superintendent and the one-man show guy seem to think that that is what the S.A.N.D family is all about. Not knowing what their rights are, not knowing right or from wrong. And I guess they're just supposed to say, okay. Unacceptable as the legal body in front of us, the Board of Education, would have the audacity to try to pull a fast one on the teachers, parents, and students of the city of Hartford. Lastly, the question, how many black eyes does it take Hartford to have before the leaders of this city realize the harm being done to the good people who live, pay taxes, and work in this great city?